Well, I'll be darned. The OCG has yet again perplexed me with an amazing strategy. Oh, yes, they did. This is Numeron OTK. So you guys remember how I've mentioned in the past that 4 Numerons on the field with your opponent having a monster is an OTK. Well, what if we don't make that the primary focus of our deck? Which the primary focus is usually making Zexal passing, but now we're going to OTK you. It's weird that we're emphasizing on that. This is going to be done through a couple of ways. So Forbidden Droplet will globally negate anything that our opponents got on the field, which will let us proceed to do the OTK. We've also got Rainbow Neo shenanigans built into our deck to allow us to further OTK our opponent. I don't have any words for this. If we want to OTK our opponent, we can give them a Lava Golem if they set up 2 cards, and then we just proceed along with our day. What a fantastic creation. We have triple copies of Lava Golem, of course, going to be very essential to the OTK. Triple copies of Numeron Wall, so that we can activate our field spell to win the game. Triple copies of Gamma. Triple copies of Planet Pathfinder, because, you know, having Numeron Wall wasn't enough. We need 3 more Rotas in our deck for our field spell. And then we have 1 Rainbow Dragon, 1 Neos, and 1 Psyframe Driver, wrapping up the main monsters. Spells, we have Triple Call by the Grave, triple copies of the Forbidden Droplet to ensure that we can go Burr and kill our opponent. We have 1 Heartbeast Featherster, triple copies of Lightning Storm to ensure clean back row removal or monster removal, for that matter, if there are things that are presenting a threat. We have triple copies of Memories of Hope, and we know a lot of people don't like this card, but quite honestly, that draw power that's presented through this engine is going to be massive and big advantage to you. Then we have triple copies of the Neos Fusion, our secondary win con. Literally just 4 Numerons plus Neos Fusion is literally death. We have 2 Numeron Calling, which seems to be, if you're playing 3, you're typically going to go for 2 of these, unless you're focusing just on Zexal, then it's fine, but you're never trying to play 3 of this card. Triple copies of Network, and 1 copy of Terraforming. Then we have triple copies of Internet Permanence, wrapping up the main deck. Honestly, though, the Imperm on the offense, though, to blank something that the opponent's presenting onto the field that might be a danger to you, something like an Apollosa, free. Just to go ahead and take care of it with Imperm before you start combo. Alright, so we have triple copies of, 1 Saruja. So unironically, you can go 4 of these, make the Saruja for draw power to set up for the next turn, which is actually not bad. We have 1 Vertig Anaconda, 1 Megaclops, of course, 1 Zexal, 1 Gate Sunya for board wipe. Then we have 2, 2, 2, and 2 for 1 through 4. Then we have 1 Omega and 1 copy of the Rainbow Neos for the OTK. Side deck here is 2 Pankratops, triple Gamma Seal, 1 copy Cosmic Cyclone, the triple copies of a Draconian Prison of Snow and Sky. This card literally is coming out in a week, and a lot of players have actually been reading that. They're like, this doesn't seem that good. So you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summons to your field, but negate its effects, if any, and then you can banish 2 monsters with the same type as each other, 1 from each field. You can only activate a Draconian Prison of Sky and Ice once per turn. But think about the board wipe potential on this. This card's really good, actually. Then we have 2 Red Reboot, triple Skill Drain, and 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness, wrapping up Numeron OTK for everybody. Still don't know how I feel about the consistency factor behind this, but literally just going Lava Golem and then activating, field spell and OTKing your opponent seems absolutely disgustingly free, doesn't it? All right. In the other department, deep in the corner, we have True Draco Numeron. Now, for those of you that are like, really, Robbie? Yes, we have this. Okay, so like our primary difference here is we don't have this many, but you know what? You can innovate, all right? So True Draco players, you might have something here for the Numeron engine in the future. So we have triple copies of Dynamite, triple copies of Ignis Heat, and triple copies of Majesty Maiden. That's your monster lineup. That's all you need. 2 copies of the 3 tactical talents, 2 copies of Pot of Desires, 1 terraforming, 2 copies of the Numeron Calling. There's the triple Forbidden Droplet again, triple copies of Heritage, and 2 copies of Disciples, along with 1 Dragonic Diagram and triple copies of the Numeron Network. Wouldn't it be surprising to see a hit on Numeron Network at some point? Because the pure audacity to summon this many cards and present an OTK is so outlandish. We have 1 Emptiness, triple copies of True King's Return, triple copies of Crackdown, triple copies of True Draco Apocalypse, with 2 copies of Strike and 2 copies of Warning, wrapping up the main deck here. Extra deck, 1 copy of Saruja. I'm starting to think here that the Saruja might be a mandatory choice when you're looking at Numeron, just for that massive draw power that this card's getting you. I guess we're underestimating the filtering potential of this post-combo. Most people just want to put a Megaclops on the field, but maybe filtering for more options might be a good thing. We have 1 Avermax, 1 Zexal, and then the 8 copies of 1 of each, or 2 of each of these, and the 1 Sunya. Okay. We have 1 Omega, and we have 2 copies of Ints for our Maximus matchup. Then we have 2 copies of Nibiru, 2 copies of Pankratops, 2 copies of Makaba, 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 1 Infinite Impermanence, 2 copies of Evenly, and 2 copies of Unending Nightmare, wrapping up an interesting, and I honestly mean this, the approach that these Numeron decks are taking. Like, the OCG, it might be light years ahead on this engine, but maybe it will take, post-Forbidden Droplet to really pull this engine together. So we'll have to wait and see. Can't wait to spend so much money on this crazy stuff. And then last but not least, this is this Shaddoll Dragma? Yeah, this is that splash engine I was talking about here. Though this one's not even playing Punishment. This is just the Ecclesia of the 1 floor and the triple Disciples splashing into Shaddoll here, which just gives you a 5-card engine. Also gives you access to drop with the Disciple turn 1 so that you can tutor for the Rook on the opponent. Or actually, you don't even have to tutor for the Rook. You can tutor for anything in here. Alright, like, this is actually in-house for the archetype. It's actually kind of cool. We have triple copies of Astral Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Ecclesia, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 1 copy of Fairy Tale Snow. Man, I wish we had this card. 1 Fleur de Lis, 1 copy of Ghost Ogre, 2 copies of Nail Shaddoll Ariel, triple copies of Gamma. The OCG definitely loves Gamma for a hand trap. I've seen this thing in so many lists. It's actually ridiculous. We have 2 copies of Shaddoll Windy, 2 copies of Shaddoll Beast, 1 Shaddoll Dragon, 2 copies of Shaddoll Hedgehog, and triple copies of Squamata, with the 1 copy of the Cyframe Driver, wrapping up monsters. Spells, triple Disciples, triple copies of El Shaddoll Fusion, 2 copies of Emergency Teleport, she's a psychic, 1 copy of Foolish Bro, and then I have 2 copies of Neff Shaddoll Fusion. So activate this card by declaring 1 attribute. Equip it to a Shaddoll monster, and it becomes that attribute. During your main phase, you can special summon, or you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster, Shaddoll monster, from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, including the equipped monster. You can only use this effect of Neff Shaddoll Fusion once per turn. Does this card actually have synergy with the deck? Like, is this good? I'm not sure. We have triple copies of Shaddoll Fusion with 2 copies of Fresh Shaddoll Incarnation and 1 copy of Schism. Alright, down here in the extra deck, we have the 1 Shaddoll Construct Link monster, the 1 Selene, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Gravity Controller, 1 Holly Fibrax with the 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Axis Code Talker, 1 Leo. Man, talk about a setback in the past. 2 Winda, 2 copies of El Shaddoll Construct, and 2 copies of Apicon. Side deck here we have 1 Ghost Ogre, triple copies of Max C, 2 copies of the Nibiru Meister, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple Dark Willow No More, 1 Feather Duster, and 2 copies of Lightning Storm, wrapping up your chunk of OCG deck profiles for you this week. What do you guys think about these? Honestly, there's some interesting theories here that I kind of want to adapt to the TCG and just see if this pure craziness ends up actually being something that'll work. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about these lists. And well guys, I'm out. Peace. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.